I am is the guy who's not fast enough to stop Wells. He hasn't been one step ahead of us, Joe. He's been 1,000. I can't catch him. Wells, he's here.
You can't beat me, Barry.
Hope we're not too late.
You can't fight all three of us at the same time.
This is gonna be fun.
What's going on, guys? Thanks here. Day and I have a recap for you guys after that episode of The Flash called Grodd Lives. So right at the start of this episode, Iris talks to Barry, and she pretty much knows now that he is the Flash. And they also talk about the fact that Wells is the first Flash. Then an armored guy attacks the Central City Gold Reserve, and the Flash, while he's trying to pretty much stop him, he has like a mental breakdown type thing, and he's pretty much being controlled by Grodd. Iris then comes to Star Labs and sees Barry in the Flash suit and has a heart-to-heart talk with him. And it's kind of like she's not mad at him, but she's not happy with him either. Then Eddie and Wells talk in his volcano-looking base, and we see Eobord's red eyes just light up whenever he gets pissed off at Eddie for talking too much. Iris and Joe have an argument, and Iris thinks that Eddie being kidnapped is Joe's fault. So pretty much they're at like Central City Picture News, and then after Joe leaks some spoilers to her, like the fact that her friend from Central City Picture News died, and instead of him actually going on a trip and other things. The armored man attacks the truck that's carrying the gold, which actually has Joe in it. Barry then saves the day, and he pretty much knocks out the guy who's under that, which was actually General Eiling. And then Grodd is in control of Eiling, and Grodd is actually now a meta gorilla. Pretty interesting. Iris then helps Team Flash to find Grodd and sends Joe, Barry, and Cisco into the sewers to find him. Barry gets another breakdown and gets knocked out, and then Joe gets taken and almost shoots himself, and he's like, Cisco! And then after he almost blows his brain out, but then Grodd's like, no, father doesn't like guns. Then Wells and Eddie in the volcano again, and Wells is saying that Eddie is a complete disappointment, and he is pretty much lost in history and nobody even cares about him. And Wells also tells Eddie that he doesn't marry Iris, and instead Barry does, and he shows him, out of the palm of his hand, the newspaper from the future. Kalen and Cisco then create tech that stops all these breakdowns that Barry's getting from the psychopathic things that are happening that Grodd is sending to his brain. Then Barry attempts a supersonic punch on Grodd, but Grodd just sticks his gorilla hand out, stops it. Then Grodd attacks him psychopathically, and he almost gets run over by a train, but Iris calms him down, and Barry saves Joe. Barry then releases Eiling, and he's like, I know that you're the Flash, right? And he's like, how'd you know? And then he's like, well, let's just say if I didn't know, then after, things would be a lot worse, and now we have a common enemy. Then Iris and Joe have a heartfelt talk with each other about the fact that they can't stay mad at each other. Then Iris and Barry talk about their relationship on the same roof that Barry would go up to when he was being the Flash, and Iris was having questions for him. And Grodd jumps on top of a building and then jumps onto the building that Barry is on with talking with Iris, and then it cuts to the last part. Then Eobord finishes his tech, and he puts it in a hidden hole in the wall, and then we see the particle accelerator the entire hall, and he's like, time to go home. This is really cool because this might be where he's actually gonna go really, really fast to actually be able to return to his time. But anyways, hope you enjoyed my recap. Stay tuned until tomorrow, because tomorrow there's going to be another episode of Arrow, which means that I'm going to recap another one tomorrow. So I will see you then. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.